Hello and welcome to Joy News at 6. The news is live on Joy 99.7 FM and hits 103.9 FM in Accra. In Kumasi, we're on Love 99.5 FM and over 30 affiliates across Ghana's 16 regions, including Bederin FM Bumpurugu, Klenam Radio Bato, Gaskia FM Tichiman, and Radio Wawa. Get radio, TV, and online content on the myjoyonline.com interactive app for Android and iOS devices. This morning, Public University senior staff vow to end strike only if GTEC withdraws overtime allowance with denial.
I think we still have the second letter in circulation, so they should write and withdraw the second letter. Then there's harmony.
Also, independent presidential aspirant Nana Kwame Bediako is fighting off claims that he had failed to declare and pay personal income tax returns in millions of cedis. He believes these are calculated attempts to frustrate him.
I have been working for more than 22 years in Ghana, and I have paid a lot of taxes.
In business,
72% of enterprises perceive Ghana's business environment as lagging behind its peers on the continent. We have details from the UK Ghana Chamber of Commerce 2023 Environment and Competitiveness Survey. Details on the Joy Business Report.
And the senior national team, the Black Stars, surrendered their lead twice to draw in their second group game against Egypt at the 2023 Africa Cup of Nations. Details, as Mohamed Kudu says, silly mistakes prevented them from winning the match.
Yeah, we focus on the next game. Until we finish the last game in the group, with the same focus. You could see the fighting spirit and the energy from the guys today.
I am Amisi Nyamiche Thompson. Details shortly. Now, the Public University Senior Staff Association says it will call off the strike if GTEC withdraws its statement that members do not qualify for overtime allowance. The staff laid down their tools to press home their demand for improved conditions of service and the payment of their Tier 2 pension arrears, as well as the restoration of their 50% overtime allowances. Speaking to Joy News, National President of the Association, Isaac Donko, said their grievances are resolvable.
If it is resolved, I think we still have the second letter in circulation, so they should write and withdraw the second letter. Then there's harmony.
The second letter written to the investors by who?
By GTEC.
Yes, but you see, you are talking of GTEC writing a letter, and here you are blaming Fair Wages. How?
The instruction was coming from Fair Wages. We have a copy of the letter.
Well, Chief Executive Officer of the Fair Wages and Salaries Commission, Ben Arthur, said the action of the senior staff is unfortunate.
That letter was to GTEC. It was not directed at public universities where the infractions had been reported. So way back in June 30th, 2023, as my good friend Isaac has alluded to, the matter stood resolved. So if we have any issue, any non-compliance for which you have noticed, then it is only fair that you come back to us to resolve the matter. Because when we are ambushed like this, my good friend Mr. Donko and all our listeners, you will know that it will become very, very difficult.
You heard Chief Executive Officer of the Fair Wages and Salaries Commission, Ben Arthur. Now, independent presidential aspirant Nana Kwame Bediako is fighting off claims that he failed to declare and pay personal income tax in millions of cedis from 2013 to 2016. Mr. Bediako, famously known as Cheddar, announced his candidacy for the presidency on the ticket of the New Force. He has since been embroiled in controversies, with the latest being an evasion of tax. But Mr. Cheddar denies the allegation. He believes it is a calculated attempt to frustrate him.
Almost 22 or 23 years. I have been working for more than 22 years in Ghana, and I have paid a lot of taxes. Is it that government wants to disgrace me? Because I don't understand. If you think I owe you, tell me and I will pay.
You heard the New Forces Nana Kwame Bediako. The governing New Patriotic Party says it has begun engagements to mend seeming cracks in the party resulting from the disqualification of some 17 aspirants ahead of the January 27 parliamentary elections. Supporters of some disqualified aspirants have begun registering their displeasure about it after former parliamentary candidate for the Sege constituency, Eunice Lassie's exit from the party. But Deputy General Secretary Haruna Mohammed says steps have been taken to contain the situation.
I think what has happened, and I think that we desire to move forward to concentrate more on where we have sitting members of parliament. The party, in its own words, would take cue from what is happening and make sure that we take certain decisions and strategies to be able to address that, which nevertheless will not be a public discussion as to what strategy we are going to use for in terms of addressing those issues.
He also disputes assertions that the disqualifications were to protect some certain MPs from losing their seats.
At the discussion of the National Executive Committee, trans of reports that came before the National Executive Committee was the vetting reports and the Appeals Committee's report. None of these reports has indicated a protection of a prominent person or a sitting members of parliament.
Moving on, in a quest to protect a dying source of livelihood, fishermen in Accra's coastal community of Osu say they resorted to burying tons of plastic waste at the shores as a way of dealing with the growing waste on the coastline. Joy News Adobe Asari caught up with the fishermen and explores whether this outmoded way is a solution to dealing with filth at the coast. In the Osu community, determined fishermen take their destiny into their hands, dealing with the mountain filth they are confronted with every morning.
Fishermen don't litter the coast with plastic waste. We are responsible for anything related to fish and not plastic. The residents are responsible for the plastic waste. We clean the beaches because we have no choice. The plastic waste affects our work.
We can't afford the services of waste collection companies, so we bury it after gathering.
When asked whether he knew the method of managing waste was not the best, this is what he had to say.
It is not advisable, but that is how best we can deal with it at the moment. We don't have bins to dispose the waste. Heaping and leaving it about are also not good. So we dig as deep as possible and bury the rubbish. The assembly used to provide waste bins, but we have not seen them in a while.
Adobe Asari's report read to you. Now, the latest statistics from the 2022 Ghana Demographic and Health Survey reveals that women that are overweight are twice more than men. According to government statistician Professor Samuel Kobna Enim, the frequent consumption of fast foods is a major contributor to this trend. Kenneth GC has more on this report.
The report specifies that 50.2% of women aged 15 to 49 are either overweight or obese, with 20.7% of men within that age bracket also either overweight or obese. Government statistician Samuel Enin explained that people in urban centers tend to be weightier than those in rural centers per their survey.
We have about 50% of our women aged 15 to 49 years that are consuming unhealthy food, specifically French fries, the chocolates, all the food that comes with heavy oil base are identified as unhealthy food. And this has translated in we seeing that about 50% of our women are either obese or overweight, specifically about 22% of them that are obese and 28% of them that are overweight.
Well, the Black Stars twice surrendered their lead to draw in their second group game against Egypt at the ongoing Africa Cup of Nations. Mohamed Kudus scored 2 goals in the match, but individual mistakes from the team gave the 3 points away, resulting in a 2-2 draw against the Pharaohs. Speaking at a post-match press conference, West Ham and Black Stars player Mohamed Kudus attributed the draw to what he describes as silly mistakes.
Your goals to reflect on the results, but we got the point today. I felt we deserve more because the goals they scored was some silly mistakes from us, which we need to learn from. And we put this game aside and then we focus on the next game. We knew Egypt was a good side, so we came with all the energy and the enthusiasm. So credit to all the boys. Everyone gave their all. I think we fought and then, we focused on the next game. Until we finished the last game in the group, it's the same focus. You could see the fighting spirit and the energy from the guys today.
Well, better luck next time to the Black Stars. And on that note, we end the bulletin. In our top story, Public University senior staff vow to end the strike only if GTech withdraws overtime allowance denial. I am Amiesi Nyamiche Thompson. Business is next on the Super Morning Show.